Joe? Joe or Tua? That is the question the Cincinnati Bengals will explore and re-explore up until the very second they turn in the draft card. Yes, every mock draft or talking head you can find slots Burrow in at number 1, and for good reason. Burrow is coming off a Heisman Trophy and possibly the greatest quarterback season we've ever seen in college football. But I think the Bengals should reconsider. Tua Tagovailoa is a superb quarterback prospect. He became an instant legend at the beginning of 2018 when, as a freshman, he was inserted into the national championship game in the second half and carried Alabama to a national title. His poise and maturity at a young age cannot be overstated. His spectacular 3-year stat line of 89 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and an almost 70% completion rate is honestly just the beginning. His tactical skills and incredible depth of talent are what solidify him as an elite prospect. He is the most technically advanced college quarterback of the past several years. He consistently finds his third and fourth read in the progression. He uses his eyes as a weapon to manipulate defenders and open throwing lanes. He understands before and after the snap the strengths and weaknesses of the play call, how defenses are trying to defend that play call, and his deadly accuracy is a result of sound footwork and efficient mechanics. Alabama tailored their offensive system to Tua's strengths, a seamless blend of air raid and West Coast principles which complement his tool set and created a roadmap for whichever team drafts him. The West Coast offense relies on short, quick-hitting passes that require precise timing, pacing, and accuracy. If the ball is thrown on time and placed correctly, a 6-yard slant can turn into a 50-yard touchdown. Understanding the holes in defensive coverages is critical for these short passes to turn into long gains. On 3rd and 10 against Texas A&M, Alabama starts in a 2-by-2 set. A&M has a middle-of-the-field safety with defenders lined up over each receiver and 6 potential blitzers on the line of scrimmage. As wide receiver Jerry Jeudy motions across the formation, Tua is collecting data points on how each defender shifts and reacts. He is watching the middle-of-the-field safety and gives a fake snap to bait the defense into tipping their hand. He knows strong side he has a long developing out route, and to the weak side, a slant that he assumes will be taken away by the weak safety now that Judy's motioned away. The fake snap does tip the defense's hand, just not the side he's expecting. Often in this coverage, when the safety's assignment motions away, he becomes a blitzing defender. When he bites on the fake snap, Tua knows he's coming, the hole is empty, and the slant will be open. A&M gets immediate pressure at the snap, but with nobody playing the middle hole, Tua takes 2 steps and hits the slant in stride. With just 1 second of hesitation, the play is dead and Bama has to punt. From the end zone angle, we can see exactly what he's looking at and the procedure he works through to complete this pass. As Jeudy motions across, Tua analyzes the defense. He knows with the slant taken away from the other side, he'll have to find a quick throw against the 6-man pressure the defense is showing. With 6 on the line, Alabama does have 6 blockers, 5 linemen and a running back, Najee Harris. But A&M has 2 linebackers mugging the A-gap, which means they're lined up to either side of the center. This presents a problem for Tua that he's well aware of. The line needs to account for each blitzing defender, so they call a half slide protection, where half their line will slide strong and the other half will man block the 2 remaining linemen. This leaves the other mugged linebacker for Harris, whose eyes are trained on his target. Alabama has the pressure all blocked up, but as the safety shows blitz, this poses a threat for a line sliding away from the middle. Tua gives a sign to Harris that he misses. As the play starts, the safety overloads the middle of the protection. Harris is supposed to block the most inside threat, but he doesn't. Tua knows to beat a blitz, you have to target the area where the blitz is coming from. Tua has extremely active eyes during the play. He checks to confirm that the middle of the field safety maintains his distance from the slant, then sees the blitzing safety unblocked and comes backside to throw a perfect ball to the wide receiver, who takes it to the house. Their West Coast-style system goes hand-in-hand with air raid principles, which also rely on quick passes while incorporating downfield concepts and routes designed to attack open space. One of the classic air raid staples is called mesh, which calls for 2 receivers to run overlapping 6-yard drag routes just close enough to touch, with a 10-yard sit route that nestles in behind them. Mesh works against man, and it works against zone. In man coverage, the mesh routes can pick off one of the trailing defenders, and in zone, the mesh routes stretch the hook linebackers while the sit route slips in behind them. Chip Kelly popularized the wheel route from the running back in hopes to get a one-on-one matchup with a slower linebacker or peeling defensive end. With Ole Miss playing a cover 3 zone, Alabama wisely motions Jerry Jeudy across the formation both to confirm zone coverage and to widen out the hook linebackers during the play. Tua's first read is the wheel route, which isn't open, so he comes back to the middle and uses his eyes to manipulate the defenders and find the open receiver on a tight window throw. Eye manipulation is Tua's greatest strength, and the tool that will translate day one to the NFL. He's hoping the linebacker gets caught in traffic so he can throw the wheel route. When he sees it's covered, he eyes the sit route cutting across the formation, but he's about 5 yards until he comes open. Tua knows the mesh routes will occupy the two hook linebackers. If the defender passes off the tight end like he should, the window will be closed, so Tua manipulates that defender by eyeing that tight end, which opens the lane. Then, he throws a dart for the first down. Scouts want a quarterback who throws with anticipation before a receiver is open, but Tua uses his arm and his eyes as anticipation weapons. His eyes manipulate defenders so he can then make an anticipation throw. Alabama's offense is excellent at attacking coverages and understanding how to put defenders in conflict. Almost every SEC team plays 4 deep quarters coverage, but since all of them copied off Nick Saban, it gets much more complicated than that. Alabama knows this and has several quarters beaters they call frequently, one of which is dig post, which is known as the Mills concept. Mills is designed to put this safety in conflict by vertically stretching him. If he drives on the dig, Tua throws the post, and if he drops with the post, the dig will slide in behind the linebackers. At the snap, Tua eyes the backside safety to hold him in place and make sure he doesn't A, run to the post, or B, come down to guard the dig. This creates that 2-on-1 conflict that Alabama wants. And when Tua sees the safety come out of the roof, he throws a well-placed 50-yard bomb to Jerry Jeudy, who can't complete the play. We needed a quick explanation of Mills so we understand the goals of the concept and how it attacks the quarters coverages LSU is usually playing. Because this play from the same game is absolutely insane. It's 3rd and 13, so Alabama needs to convert a long first down backed up in their own territory. They motion Jeudy inside and are once again running the Mills concept, while LSU is once again running quarters. This corner is in man on the fade route, so it's technically 3 deep, but still falls under the Saban quarters coverage umbrella. Cornerback Cordell Flott is going to man cover whoever's the inside receiver, while this linebacker will sink towards the sticks. Tua starts by eyeing the backside safety just like the play before. He wants him to think he's going to throw the fade. When Tua comes back, he is eyeing the other safety, who is getting depth and kind of playing in between the dig and post, which doesn't give Tua a definitive read on where to throw the ball. Since there are so many defenders around Jeudy's dig, he side adjusts, and instead of continuing that dig route, he sits down in the hole. As the pressure comes, Tua steps up, and while doing so, uses his eyes to manipulate Flott and move him out of the lane. This gives Jeudy a tiny bit of breathing room in what's basically quadruple coverage, and Tua fires the ball into a tight window for the first down. His game is so much more than his ability to throw the ball. He is executing a plan each and every snap. He occasionally struggles with pressure, but not here. Alabama calls their rip protection, which leaves Harris one-on-one with the blitzer. Harris isn't the greatest blocker, so Tua won't have a ton of time to operate. He starts with his eyes to the left to hold that backside safety. As his back foot hits, he comes back to read the front side safety and Jeudy. The linebacker is dropping into the dig window, so Tua anticipates Jeudy adjusting his route before it actually happens. Harris allows pressure almost immediately, and as Tua steps up out of danger, he uses that time to manipulate Flott and move him a step away from the mark. At the last moment, he whips his eyes to Jeudy and throws a dime. He has the ability to make these throws to all areas of the field with timing, accuracy, and precision. While I don't believe his game is best suited for a deep passing attack like the Tampa Bay Bucks, I think he'd be just fine. But if a team really wants to maximize his potential, they will borrow from what Alabama did best, RPOs, which perfectly fit Tua's style. RPO, which we know stands for run-pass option, is a running play first and is blocked as such, but the quarterback reads one particular defender and has the option to pull the ball and throw. Bama has 2 tight ends and a running back on the field, which signals to Ole Miss it'll probably be a run. They match that heavy personnel with a 3-4 defense to clog the holes and stuff the run. The defense wants one more defender in the box than the offense has blockers, so they can have a free hitter on the running back. That defender becomes the conflict defender. If he charges in to plug the run, Tua throws the slant. If he does throw that slant, it has to come out extremely quick, since the offensive line is blocking for a run and not sitting back in protection to take on pass rushers. This is Alabama's split zone run, which they call Austin. Split zone is a normal inside zone run where each lineman takes a play side step to block a defender, and split refers to the tight end sliding across the formation to kick out the edge. Defenses have to properly fit the run and have a defender in each gap. there are 6 gaps, 2 A's, 2 B's, 2 C's. Either side of the center are the A's, the guards B's, etc. Since the nose tackle has the backside A gap and the defensive end has the front side B gap, the other A gap needs to be filled. The conflict defender has to fill that A gap, and that's exactly who Tua is reading. When he sees the conflict backer move in to fill the gap, he pulls the ball and slings the slant in stride, accurately and on time. Of course, it's unfair to compare any offense to the old Joe Montana and Jerry Rice 49ers teams, but these perfectly thrown, quick-hitting routes repeatedly go for long touchdowns thanks to proper ball placement and Alabama's elite talent at the receiver position. Tua is a fascinating prospect to study, and a quarterback I believe will only improve upon entering the NFL. While I don't believe any of his physical traits are truly elite, and that's depending on if you consider accuracy a physical tool or not, his ability to play the quarterback position is elite. He doesn't have Josh Allen's arm, Lamar Jackson's speed, or Russell Wilson's extend the play ability, and he's not really even close. But he is as skilled a prospect with regards to his knowledge and understanding of defensive coverage and leverage, the holes in a defense, and how they will open before or after the snap. His ball placement is consistently out in front of the receiver to maximize yards after the catch, and his eye movement is what makes him a special prospect. Yes, he has durability concerns, and yes, they are legitimate. If the Bengals or any team in the top 5 don't feel comfortable investing with that potential danger, it's pretty hard to argue with them. But setting aside those concerns and just looking at the player, the skill, the nuance, the depth in which he plays the position, he has proven over 3 years that he, not Burrow, should go number 1. Thanks to all of you who watched this episode and have been following the scouting report so far. My voice is still messed up, so Andrew filled in for me again. Thank you so much to him. My voice should be back next week. Just like every week, I want to give a special shout out to my Patreon supporters. I've been working hard to post quality content on that page for you guys, and I think there's some pretty awesome stuff. This week I posted a photo of Tom Brady's armband from an actual game, a video of Mohamed Sanu breaking down how he runs his routes, and a play from the 2018 Kyle Shanahan playbook I just got my hands on. So if you want in on that, check out the link in the description box below. There's some pretty cool stuff on there. I'll be getting to a Jordan Love video in the next few weeks. If you want to throw some topic ideas out there, feel free to drop one in the comments. Alright, that's gonna do it. Until next Saturday, see ya!